Let me put this. Grand Rising. Grand Rising. I'm gonna try to get this out. I'm not feeling good this morning, so we'll see how this goes. I was given a call in a few weeks ago to talk to the women who have had an abortion in their life. So, depending on, I hope y'all can hear me. Depending on, let me see, how should I break this down? I guess depending on whatever your belief system is as far as faith goes, you might not necessarily get where I'm coming from or even agree. However, you need to understand that language is language. If I say yes and I say die and I say we, I'm still saying yes. Okay. So some people believe that when you get an abortion, that you have to, the children can't get into the gate of heaven until the mother gets there. They're waiting there for the mother to explain why she did what she did. That's in some belief systems believe that. I personally believe, because of what I've seen in my Akashic record, the baby's being trapped in an in-between world where they can't do anything. They can't transmit their energy. They can't grow. They can't die. They can't live. It's just the in-between place. That's what I saw. Now, with all of my experience and my intel and me traveling and me having spirit walks and me remote viewing have all led me to this conclusion that we can free the souls of our aborted babies so that they can be transmuted into something beneficial to their soul and their journey. So I have decided to do a ritual. This ritual will consist of thought, water, and breath work. The ritual will be held at 12 a.m. December the 24th, 2023. The reason why the time is the way it is because we want those gates to be open so that when we call our children back, they have the freedom to transmute and go into wherever they want to go. So the timing is very important. The date is very important. I'm going to allow y'all to use my energy for this one time to give y'all strength and support you. When we get closer to the time of this ritual, I will post what words we need to be saying in the community area so you can study them. You are going to decide which candles you have around you. You don't have to have candles around you if you don't want to. Some people find that the flame is a easier way for them to get from one dimension to the next. So it will be up to you to decide that. You want to have candles for the flame or a lighter or match. You need to have clean water, the purest water you can get. You want to enchant the water. You want to turn it into holy water. So you just say, I purify you, I purify you. It's really simple. Okay. Water candle. You're gonna have to learn how to breathe. Now, you have people that tell you if you do this breath work, it'll calm you down. If you do this breath work, it'll stop the labor pains. If you do this breath work is whatever the fuck you say it is. Whatever calms you the fuck down or whatever sends you into a meditative state or whatever you need for breath. Um, I have lupus and I suffer from severe physical pain. And I stopped taking my lupus medication about 8 years ago. So I don't take anything for my pain except for marijuana, weed. The weed helps me to still function in society, but it's not enough. The pain that I have is still significant and crippling. So I learned how to do. I took the breath work from labor when you're trying to when you're doing that breath work. I just did it my own way, and then I blow it out, the air out, as if it's a bird releasing from my body to take my pain into the atmosphere and transmute it into something beneficial. So again, whatever your breath work is that you come up with is what you're gonna do. This is what I want y'all to understand about magic and the craft and sorcery. When it's personal to you, when it's your thought, when it's your energy, you will be very successful in it. I think I'm gonna go in. So you want to have your own idea of breath work for that ritual. Candle, water, crystals, whatever crystals you use that will connect you to whatever you're trying to be connected to in that moment. People say this crystal is for that, this crystal is for that. You have to touch a crystal and decide if that crystal is connected to you or you can connect with it. That's important because I'm gonna tell you, as a crystal miner, me and my husband actually rock hound for crystals and travel the country going to different rock hound and mining sites for crystals. I'm telling you that the vendor, the merchant, they put their own names on these crystals. So if you take it and break it down to the smallest denomination, right? Who told you a crystal was a shungite or a tourmaline? Who told the person that claimed to give the name kyanite? They all come up with their own names and their own terms for what this crystal particularly do. Some people say all black crystals are for protection. That ain't true. You could use some black crystals to blow shit up. And it don't even have to be anything about protecting you. You could be starting shit. So you have to learn how to connect to energy. That's the only way you're gonna be successful in whatever you put your mind to. So this might not be for everybody, might not be for everybody, but something happened to somebody very close to me. This particular person was asking questions about where would the baby go once you take it out, and they straight up said, you don't get your baby, we keep your baby and send your baby to a medical research facility. Now how that makes sense? So I got to thinking, they're sacrificing our children in so many fucking ways that it's too much. It's just too fucking much. And enough is enough. I know you all have been convinced that you can't afford a child. You can't take care of this child. You don't like the baby daddy, or you don't like the house you live in, so you getting rid of your kids. You are fucking your bloodline up. But there is hope. There is hope. You can change what you've done that you're not comfortable with. You can change it. Damn it. I'm supposed to go check. There are things that I've done with my mouth as far as me thinking I'm doing the right thing. When you get an abortion, the woman thinks she's doing the right thing because of for all these reasons. I don't want y'all to think that I'm bashing women who've had abortion. I've never had an abortion, but I have had miscarriages. But I've also murdered with my mouth, thinking that I'm trying to help someone get ahead or change and be better or do things differently. Um, and the things that I say out my mouth has killed the spirit in people. And when I was in my 20s, I saw how my words affected a female, and she put herself in the mental hospital because of something I said to her. And when I was told that, I laughed and I was like, yeah, all right, whatever. Being reckless and immature. But as I grew and got wisdom, gained wisdom, and came into my true self, I realized that how can it be funny that you would say something to a person so horrible that they would go into the mental hospital? And then I think about my kids. I had one child that told me she wasn't as strong as me. And I always thought, why would she say such a thing? And what kind of strength is she looking for in her? So when I say we make these decisions, we do these things for whatever reason because we think it's the right decision. We're not always right. Even if our idea is right, it doesn't mean it's the righteous thing to do, if that makes sense to y'all. So, although I haven't killed a baby of mine, I have killed energy with my mouth. And I'm going to do my cleansing of my mouth ritual when we do the abortion ritual. Because I believe I've murdered just like you've murdered. Okay? So, this is going to be a decision you have to make if you feel guilty about what you did. If you don't feel guilty, if you cool with all the flush babies you done did because it's whatever, then this ain't the ritual for you. But if you actually give a fuck about your biological fucking energy and the ramifications of that, I would get the cleansing that energy, transmuting that energy into something positive, what you deem to be positive. Now I'm just being obedient. I'm passing on a message from my ancestors to you. This is another thing that we need to get done immediately so that we can move forward in our next stage. So I'll holler at y'all later.